Hello everyone, I am Mehek Dhingra and you're watching my YouTube channel. Let's talk about it. Today is our second episode of our new series Indian Abroad. And guess what? I was lucky enough to have time of someone who has moved from Delhi to Paris, a city which is known for Eiffel Tower, romance, culture, way of living, standard of life and whatnot. मैंने जब सर्च किया पता चला केवल 20,000 के करीब भारतीय रहते हैं। इसका मतलब बहुत सारे लोगों की सिर्फ ड्रीम डेस्टिनेशन ही बन के रह गया होगा पेरिस। एंड अगर हमें कोई मिल जाए जो हमें बता सके कि पेरिस की लाइफ कैसी है, वो वहाँ कैसे पहुंचे, इससे अच्छा और क्या हो सकता है। इसके लिए मैंने बात की अपनी स्कूल टाइम फ्रेंड नुपुर शर्मा से। नुपुर हैज डन मास्टर्स इन मास कम्युनिकेशन। कुछ साल इंडिया में काम करने के बाद वो अपने पति के साथ मूव कर गई पेरिस में। नाउ शी इज टीचिंग बिजनेस इंग्लिश इन इंजीनियरिंग यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड स्कूल्स इन पेरिस। बात करते हैं नुपुर से, समझते हैं उनके क्या चैलेंजेस रहे, क्या मेरिट्स हैं, क्या डीमेरिट्स हैं एक एक्सपेक्ट होने के। उससे पहले आपको शेयर, लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब करना होगा हमारे चैनल को टू कीप मी मोटिवेटेड। एंड नाउ let's get into conversation with Nupur. Hi Nupur, welcome to Let's Talk About It. Please introduce yourself.
Hi Mehek, thank you for the opportunity first of all. My name, as you know, is Nupur. I and Mehek go long way back. We have studied in school together, where Mehek used to be the intelligent one and I used to be the dumber one, and she helped me study. And we grew apart and we did flourish in our lives later. I ended up doing masters in mass communication with the specialization in public relations. I first studied journalism honors for 3 years in Delhi University. Then I did my masters and I started working with a public relations company. And I've worked in India for about 7 years before moving to France. And I was rocking my career and it was all going very well. I was getting the promotions and kind of worked in limelight I wanted. And then one day I realized that I have to get married and it's time. So I met Vikram from a matrimonial site, and while we discussed and we had conversations, I got to know that he was moving to France for a few years, and that was kind of stone in my way and I was not sure about it. And then I had discussion with my mom and she said, why not? If it goes well, you can go for a few years and it'll be fine, it'll be good for your career and of course your personal life. So I moved to France in 2018 and it's been good from then. I am working as a business English professor now. I teach business English at the French universities to graduates as well as masters. And then I also teach English at public schools in France. So yeah, so far so good.
Wow. Mention any merits and demerits of moving to France, Paris. Yeah.
Okay, moving to France, merits would be learning a new culture. For me especially, I was born and brought up in Delhi, studied in Delhi, worked in Delhi, had friends only in Delhi. Of course, I had traveled, but I had not explored new cultures. So this was a huge merit for me. I have grown and I have bloomed myself into a beautiful person, I think, after getting to know more cultures and people. It has actually broadened my horizons in terms of getting to know things. So it has been beautiful. Then second would be learning a new language. The only language in India I knew was Hindi and English, and it kind of works. But here, I think French is something which is not just a requirement, just to chill. It is a necessity. It's not for fashion, it's a necessity. So yeah, I think learning a language could be a huge merit too. And then of course, you're in Europe and you can travel as and when you want. And fourth, I think would be you have French men around and you have French women around to see and check them out. And then of course the beautiful coffee and boulangerie scene that there is. The restaurant, the patisserie, it's beautiful. Every nook and corner there's a small patisserie and boulangerie where you could sit and eat, and it's beautiful. Plus of course you are away from Delhi's pollution. I used to have those big pimples on my face when I was in India, and I came here and my skin is all like clean. I'm like, yes. So yeah, these would be the merits and demerits. Of course, you are so far away from your family. If God forbid something happens, it will take you a day to reach back. So nothing would be bigger than this. You being away from your family and that kind of you're scared to death in your heart that something happens and you are here and it will take you a day to reach. That kind of is the biggest demerit to be anywhere except your hometown. And then, of course, for me personally, I did not know French. So that was a demerit for me. For about a year and a half, I was not working. I was figuring out what to do, if to do a language or not, how will I do it. So, in between that, that was a demerit for me. So, for everybody who is planning to move to France, planning to study in France, please learn French before coming. It is not going to work for anybody. Even if you're a housewife, you want to just be there for your child in France, you must know French, at least conversational French to manage your life. So yeah, I think these would be the demerits for me. Rest everything is cool. And of course, yeah, chole bhature and samosa, not happening in France.
You can call me, I'll bring it for you.
Yeah, come and bring it for me. I used to, last time I came, I bought baguette and croissant for everybody in Delhi. And they were like, क्या समोसे मिलते हैं क्या इधर से baguette वगैरह छोड़ समोसे खाते हैं. And they were all like in the dustbin.
Do you ever regret of your decision of moving to Paris? Ever?
I think I do not regret it now because I am doing well in my career. I have a very supportive husband. I have a nice house. So it's good now. In the beginning, when I came here, I think a little bit I felt that, it is kind of regretful to be here because I was working there. I was earning so well. And now I am in a country, a stranger country. I do not have friends. Do not have my family here. And then I'm not even earning. I felt a bit regretful. But then it was just for a while. And then I felt that it was all for good and it worked out well for me. So yeah.
एक क्वेश्चन पूछूंगी, डिप्लोमेटिक आंसर नहीं.
हाँ, okay.
ऐसा होता है कि नुपुर की तरफ लोगों का एटीट्यूड बदल गया है जस्ट बिकॉज नुपुर हैज मूव टू अनदर कॉन्टिनेंट, नॉट इवन अनदर कंट्री. बिकॉज ये मैंने बहुत सारे अपने फ्रेंड्स से सुना है कि कि पहले ये मेरे साथ ऐसे करते थे और मुझे पूछते नहीं थे, मुझे ट्रीट अच्छा नहीं किया, एंड नाउ दे टेक्स्ट मी लाइक एनीथिंग. डू यू आल्सो फील दिस पीपल एटीट्यूड?
मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ ना कि आई थिंक मेरा अपना सर्कल ऑलरेडी बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा नहीं था. आई डिड नॉट हैव टू मेनी फ्रेंड्स. तो जो मेरे क्लोज फ्रेंड्स थे उनको फर्क नहीं पड़ता मैं फ्रांस में हूँ या इंडिया में. दे आर स्टिल द सेम फॉर मी. इफ दे वांट टू कॉल मी नेम्स दे स्टिल डू इट. But yes, there are a few family members, I think, not close family members, far off family members, who I think did not give a damn about me earlier. But then when they saw, oh, she has moved to Paris and we could go one day. So yeah, I see a little bit of change. But then I moved here and then COVID happened. तो बहुत ज़्यादा change लोग नहीं कर पाए मेरे साथ. तो I think वो अभी होना शुरू होगा when people would want to visit France and they would want to stay at my house or something. So yeah, I think, but in general life, when I was in India and we did not have enough funds, we had enough funds, I have seen that perspective change. Yeah. In general life, I have definitely seen that perspective change. Now, because when I came here, my family was already doing well enough. So everybody was one for them. But when my grandma was there and we were not that well off, I have seen some family members who had a lot of money kind of putting us on a side and then talking to others who had money. So yeah, I've seen that a lot.
Time.
Yeah, time. Yeah, it changes. Yeah.
Any piece of advice apart from learning French you would like to give to people who are aspiring to move to countries and cities like Paris, France?
My piece of advice would be just learn so much about country that when you move you're not shocked. You should be pleasantly surprised but not shocked. I see so many kids back in India still talk to me and say, do you want to move to France? If I have an objective, have a passion, if you want to move, you want to work, where do you want to work? If you think you're going to come here and then you want to figure out jobs, no. Figure out being in India, where do you want to work, where do you want to study. Even if you're going to Canada, you must know a little bit of French. It helps. If you're coming to France, you need French. So knowing the language, culture, and your own objective personally, what you want to do and why do you want to move to another country is very important, along with your skill sets. For example, in France, people from IT background are highly needed. So if you are in IT and you want to move to a country, I think France will be the best country, and the pay scale is very good. But if you are into communications, into HR, France is not the country for you. Maybe UK or US or Belgium, but not France. So you have to figure out that balance of about your career, the parameters and the objectives have to match with the country you're planning to move to. It should not be blindsided that my friend has gone and now I want to go to. I have had my college friends who have come here, paid lakhs, took loan, and then they've gone back because they did not know enough language or they did not have enough idea about how it is going to be, how tough it is going to be. So you have to keep all of that in mind before coming here. You have to people just convert कि €1 के 80 रुपए मिलेंगे. People they do not realize कि €1 के 80 खर्चने भी तो पड़ेंगे. Rents is going to be equally high. Your kharcha of household is going to be equally high. So it is all going to come back to balance. How would you do it? For me, thankfully, I had a husband, I had a support system who was already there, who was earning. So the pressure was not on me. If you're coming alone, you have to think that also. You have to be ready and you have to be solid.
Your career, yeah, you cannot take it lightly. Just giving a wild guess. Okay, वहाँ देख के वहाँ जाके देखी जाएगी.
हाँ, exactly. I have seen people कि वहाँ जाता हूँ फिर तो जाके हो ही जाएगा. मतलब वहाँ जाके तो कुछ कर ही लेंगे. भाई वहाँ जाके कैसे कर लोगे? पहले यहाँ करो ना. Do it here, something. Do here and then go, of course. And even if you want to go, plan it. Check your skills. Check the company or the college where you want to go. Match it before going. Do not go just blind running after a new country. And after coming here, I've lived here in France for almost 4 years.
It's very hard.
Yeah, and it's been 4 years here in France, and I can say proudly, India is no less. In terms of salary packages, in terms of facilities, India is no less.
Wonderful. Okay, because you are sitting in Paris and I am sitting in Delhi, सुन के बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है.
Today only there was somebody at home and her child is basically in a friend's school. I was telling कि कोई prayer नहीं होती है यार यहाँ पे. There are no annual days. I miss that. They do not have that in their education system. It was all there in India. Of course, यहाँ पे there are different kind of activities that with you. There's huge, immense exposure for your kids. But of course, there are things which are impeccable in India, which are not in France. So whenever you're comparing, also notice that it is a developed country. Yours is developing. The salary packages would be higher there, and the promotions would be higher in India than here. Here, maximum promotions are like 5%.
Any piece of advice to people like you who have already moved out? Because generally we all talk about people who are aspiring to go, but who have already moved out. They at times they do not pick up call or reply to messages, and you were humble enough to reply me back, and I'm so grateful for that. So any piece of advice for those people who even don't even think that I should reply back if someone is texting me or
I had learned I don't remember if it was in school or college, empathize. There was a concept of empathy and sympathy that we learned. It has stayed so much in my core that I would never forget it. Remember, somebody else is in your shoes where you were a few years ago. So you should always reply. Even if you are at a comfortable position, somebody's trying to build something up and you could help them, why not? You're putting in so much effort, right? Making videos, editing them, talking to people, so why not? And I've seen most of the women pull each other down. What if we start kind of pushing each other to the ladder of success? What's the harm, right? We could do it, and it's so easy. It's just a matter of taking out a few moments to reply to somebody. It's very important. Just because you're earning a few more dollars, it should not be that you would become like a god and not reply or whatever.
And at times I think कि वो आगे बढ़ने के लिए वो जो पुराने baggages होते हैं उन्हें पीछे छोड़ना जरूरी है. If somebody has not behaved with the kind of behavior we were expecting, at least we can portray the kind of behavior we should now be हाँ, we are
Exactly.
expecting
Exactly. We should behave what we expect, not what they would
given
do
me.
to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should reciprocate what we expect. Even if for buying gifts, I gift people what I like, not what they deserve. Let it be what they deserve. You know, talk the way you want. Talk the way you like it. So it's better that way. For me personally. I think I've turned into a Zen corner where I feel, oh, let's just be chill to people. Let's just buy only for let's just be nice. It doesn't cost much, you know, it is easy. And now we are in a position in our life, in a good positions in our life where we can be good and it can make people feel better. From with our college juniors, school juniors, with our padosis who are there who are struggling a bit. What is the problem in talking a little, you know, and helping out or giving a smile? People tell me half the time, तेरे दांत तो already बाहर रहते हैं. I'm like, I'm happy they are out. They are making me smile.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nupur, for coming on the show, and it was pleasure talking to you. You were awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope let's talk about it, rise and shine with the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.